Welcome to the CaribNet Business Interview. I am your host, Michael Adams, and along with my colleagues at caribnet.com, we look forward to bringing you a variety of interesting features and interviews from Caribbean entrepreneurs, both at home and abroad. On the 24th of November 2012, the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce will be conducting its 24th Annual Banquet and Business Awards. As a lead into this year's award ceremony, CaribNet have decided to conduct a series of short and informal interviews with the award winners from 2011. Our second interview in this series is with Merle Byer of L&M Investment, a company that specialises in supplying natural gas to a variety of industries in Grenada. Merle was the 2011 winner of Businesswoman of the Year. Here is the interview. It's been a year since you were awarded the Businesswoman of the Year award. And how's the year been for you?
Oh, it's been like all other years, challenging but good.
So, tell me, obviously you've won this award, Businesswoman of the Year. It must be interesting to have done it in a kind of male-dominant world, because I think that. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because obviously we're watching women sort of step forward in a big way in business now. I mean, what have the challenges been in that respect?
People don't believe that I am the proprietor or perhaps founder of this company. They think it's a man's world and a man should be the manager. And I often tell them that the word manager begins with man, but it does not exclusively say man. It's, in business you have to look around and see what is needed. You can't just open something that a friend of yours or a neighbor or somebody you think doing well have. And that's the reason why we got into this business. I look around, and I saw that this was needed. And perhaps if I know now what I should have known then, I may still have ventured forward, because now that I know it, I get to love it. I am growing with it, and each day brings its own challenge. Yeah, because, I mean, for a lot of people, certainly the field you're in, and maybe you could explain a little bit about that, is not something that necessarily everybody every day thinks about. But of course, hospitals require natural gas to keep people alive. So how did not only the hospitals, all those people who want to weld of any kind, they need the gases.
Well, just
so sometimes I tell them I don't directly come in contact with you, but indirectly, the buses, the mufflers, the whatever you need to weld, you need me.
Okay. And what? Again, it seems like a quiet masculine field. Where did you get the vision to see that, that opportunity?
In the other industry, I worked in the motor car retail business dealership, and people used to come and ask us about welding gas, and there was always a shortage because there was nobody making it in Grenada, so there was always a shortage, and there was great confusion because you send the bottles to Trinidad to get them filled, and only now that I'm in the business I know why they didn't come back up, because sometimes the cylinders need to go into service and you can't get it back up within the shipping time.
Okay.
It was always short, and there was great confusion, and that's where I got the idea from. I said, well, why can't somebody do something like that in Grenada on a small scale? Because Grenada, remember, is a one-by-one country, and everything has to be tailored for us, or it has to be shrunk to meet us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very.
That's why I got into that business.
And
with my eyes closed.
Well, there must have been some challenges in initially setting it up.
Of course there were, and those challenges, I don't face them anymore. But I am glad that they came, because they have toughened me for those that perhaps will come.
And were some of the challenges centered around attracting the finance to support the business? Anything like, did you meet those challenges?
Lucky for me, I had a good finance record, a good record with the bank. and they were willing to take a chance with me. But of course, it meant giving up everything that I own except my children. They weren't interested in the children, but everything else up for grabs. But it allowed me to be careful, to watch what I am doing, and to look at business with a keener eye. So all of those things, now that I have crossed the hurdle, not the hurdle of debt, I have crossed the hurdle of the importers trying to get themselves into this market. They know that I'm here. I'm here to stay. I'm producing the best quality product that I can. They don't bother you anymore. They're still lying in wait if I blink to take over. But those hurdles I can deal with.
Okay, I mean, it sounds like you actually relish the challenge.
Of course I do. Of course I do. And life without challenge is no life at all.
Well, but it's interesting because as a business person, you know, one of the things that I think keeps standards going is the
challenge.
Is the challenge.
That's right.
Is the competitiveness.
So I need the challenge to keep me alert. I must put out the best possible product I can at the best price to the consumer.
And that sounds very good. And of course, that's tailored with that quality of service. And
yes.
And I mean, what's the size of the company now, Merle?
How?
What's the size of your company now?
Meaning what?
Just in terms of people, you've grown from you X amount of years ago to where you're at now today.
Well, we don't really have to have extra people to do the work that we're doing, because remember, the machines do that.
Yeah.
You just need people to monitor.
Mm-hmm.
So we started at 7, we are now at 10, but there's no real,
Yeah, got you.
The machines that we use that's supposed to be producing 24/7, shutdown time, like 3 months for service.
And how have you found...
We don't do that. We run the machine once every 3 weeks, and we make enough gas to supply this country.
Okay, and how much demand are you finding there is for your services? Is it still on the increase?
We had a small plant that produced 4 cylinders every hour and a half. 8 cylinders every 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
Well, I have outgrown that plant because supply creates demand.
Yeah.
I have now gone into a larger plant that produces 10 cylinders every hour.
Okay.
So you see, that's where I have grown from. But I need the same people. We do it at a less time, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yeah, I understand. So
that's what happened. But you go with the same set of people.
Yeah, you refine your model, and you just rework your capacity to fit the model. I understand.
And now we have a storage tank, so that's why we go for 3 weeks. Long ago, we used to do it every week.
Okay.
But we had the small plant producing 8 cylinders every 3 hours. We produce now 10 cylinders an hour, and we have storage.
Okay, well now back to the lady in business question. Have you had to develop an aggressive side to your business personality to make all of this happen?
I think I'm aggressive. I am an aggressive person to start with. I'm not a timid person at all.
Okay, so you know what you want and you go for it.
That's right.
Now, in terms of a message for let's say the next businesswoman of the year, or up and coming young women entrepreneurs who are out there, what message would you give them?
My message to them is give the best quality you can. The best. Once you put your name on something, make sure it's the best thing that you can do. Be observant. Every person could give you an advice. Every fool you think in the world can give you an advice. You must know the ones that you take and the ones that will benefit you. Be the best person you can be. Service your customers. Keep them happy. And nobody could penetrate.
Okay, I mean, I think that's a good note on which to bring this interview to a close. Yeah. And no shadow of a doubt, we can see why you were Businesswoman of the Year, and I wish you every success for the future, Merle.
Thank you much.
Okay,
very, very
God
much.
Bless, and have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay,
bye.
Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed this interview and look forward to you joining us for the rest of the series. I've been your host, Michael Adams, and all that is left for me to do is to wish you all the very best from the CaribNet.com family, and don't forget to tell your friends and colleagues to log in to CaribNet.com for some great features. That's CaribNet.com. That's 2 B's. Goodbye for now.